Hello YouTube, Ronan Kazi here. Have hot off the presses, legendary District Union. And I got on today and saw everything had changed. This was the new legendary for the week, so I thought I'd give it a try. When the folks got into the group with me, I checked out one person, and they were a striker. And the two other builds, there were two people from a clan. The two other builds were shield and, they have hives, I think. Maybe the one guy had a flame turret. So usually when I see those Crusader shields, I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to get for. And you can see already the guy's gone in that side gate, which when I started playing this, I didn't realize you could go there, and only bad things have ever happened when people go there. So this is going to be a case where I'm prejudging people by what they have, and I'm completely wrong doing it. Because, as you're going to see, we end up being pretty powerful. This is the Vile Jammer build I've been using after doing one of those videos comparing the Eclipse Protocol versus my standard build. I realized I could put more damage in my build and have less survivability like Eclipse Protocol. So I'm doing way more damage, almost, I'd say 80% more damage than I was doing before. Got the same speed. And so this first part, we're like, we're jamming. We've gotten rid of the first helicopter that has the rushers, and now we're with the Chungas. Because it's still the first part, this is where I get torn in between pushing or not, but my whole team is pushing, so I push also, and we just really put a lot of damage on the group. So this is like probably the optimal group for my situation. I have 3 weapon DPS people. I'm spotting, pulsing, and what I'm going to do, so this first part's how I always play it. I try to have a turret out there to get the damage so they don't rush. I'm going to switch to my traps, my shock trap. The idea being, if we play it right, when we kill the last mob of the first wave, I'll put the traps out far enough that will give us enough room to burn them down, the 3 Chungas down, before they get in push. And so there's the first push over. We have someone kind of in our area, but my teammates are just fantastic. So after that first part, when the guy went around the side, I'm like, okay, maybe I'm with people that are kind of are good. They're really good. And again, this is whatever my bias as a player is when I see, weapon-based DPS guys. It's not my skill set, so I don't know if the people are good or not. Sometimes you get people that are, whatever, you've heard me whine about it before. But things are going good so far. So I'm hoping that they're going to pull back at a certain point. And so they do, which is great. My traps are out far enough, and we're really pushing. So again, this is one of the first places where you get to assess how much damage your group has. And there's one Chunga. There's the second Chunga. And normally they get up near this little barricade right here. They're not moving. These guys are really good. So against stationary targets or slow-moving targets, these guys are fantastic. So if we get to the area where you can go up on the 3rd floor, I have a pretty good feeling we're going to do well there. This next section kind of consists of 2 parts. The first part, there's a mounted weapon that there's people on, and what I've learned to do now is I go immediately into cover and pulse, so I get everyone kind of stunned or status effect immediately. That gives the DPS people a chance to move around. And then you can see I've switched to healing because that's where I'm going to add the most value to the group. Again, I could put out traps again. I could put out seekers. We have enough DPS. DPS isn't our problem. My job now is to mark and to help people stay alive because they're doing all the damage. So I run in, hit it. So this first point is like they say in other MMOs, it's a tank and spank. You're just going up there and knocking it out. The second half of this, you get your first taste of drone controllers. So this will be a first really big test.
Vital signs critical.
Wouldn't be a gain if I didn't get nearly one-shotted. In this build, the one chest piece that I had to move things around to keep the haste up, and I got a piece. It's a yellow piece, but it replaces armor at 95%, unbreakable, whatever it's called. So it's kind of like my heal. So things are going good right now, but look at the heals. All right, someone goes down, and I had 32. Now I'm down to 0, so we're taking a lot of damage. 2 guys down. Pucker factor happening now. We do have the golden bullet situation, so that's going to help. So I'm going to put the heal out for that guy. That's the other high-level guy. I'm going to pulse, and I'm going to stick and move. Now, one of the things you see I have the golden bullet. I don't have the right weapon for golden bullet. I have a shotgun. And so now in my head, I make this calculation. If I see someone or I'm killing someone that has a golden bullet, I don't want to kill them because one of these other guys is going to do better if they get it. It's dumb if I get the golden bullet. So I'm going to try not to do that, but you see I've failed several times. Getting the other 2 guys up. So at this point, I'm really confident. Also a good sign when people go for that. That means they've done this a lot, so they know where all the loot is, which means they've done this legendary a lot. So I'm feeling pretty confident now. This next section, you have 2 dogs, a grenade launcher and a machine gunner dog. And like this is like what I eat for breakfast, right? If I'm a technician, I do 10% more damage against those kind of things. And then I'm also pulsing. So I get a short pulse off here. I don't know, I must have tripped or something. And you see our team's not fully engaged, but this guy knows what he's doing. I know what I'm doing. Still okay. Pulse, and he was almost already down. This next section is kind of, it can be difficult. You're going to face the first wave of people is amalgamation of like there's a Johnny 5 closer to you, some drone controllers, some chargers. It's a little bit of everything. I'm up too far. As you see, I'm exposed and I'm unnecessarily taking some of the heals. My job is to stay in cover and provide heals and pulse, not to use up the heal because I'm too far forward or in a bad position. Normally I go by that table just up in front of me and I throw shock traps out and a pulse. Person went down. I'm going to try to pick him up, hopefully. Please, Ronan. Please pick that guy up. Oh, he's back up. There's a guy down. Please pick him up, Ronan. I think I wanted to get my pulse off. Am I going to wait the full time? Nope. I'm going to. I'm worried about that dog, but I don't care. Get the guy up, which is good. Oh crap, here's a dog. No problem. I'm not aggroing him. Bye-bye. And that guy will take care of him. Go up front, get the heals back out, and catch my obligatory one shot that reduces my health. You can see it triggered my armor. At this point, I realize if we have controllers, another guy down, Ronan, please go get him. Finally, I'm doing what I say. The weakness of this group is controllers, and probably additionally grenadiers. So I have to take I have to make sure I'm suppressing that. Right, that's kind of going to be my offensive role in this. And normally, when you're in this role, I'm about between 12.3 and 12.5 seconds on the pulse. As you remember, the vial lasts for 10 seconds. I think it caps out at 12. When I was making this build, I got it down to 12.0. But I sacrificed some livability, so I put it up to like 12.3 or 12.5. So this is an interesting part. There's my obligatory bullet catch. This is an interesting part. This is a very small room, maybe 5 mobs with a chunga, but it's in a way where if you're not positioned correctly or whatever, it can be a little bit, shouldn't be tough. We should kill the guy before he starts advancing towards the end of the room. I always fight from here because I can reach everywhere in the room from in that room. So it's if I'm in that side to the right, I'm going to get trapped. So if I'm going to run away, I'm going to run away that way. I don't need to be close, so I'm heading back there. And again, we talked about being in pugs. We can't communicate this, but I'm not moving over there. These guys have been super deferential in the group. They let me open the doors and everything. There we go. First pulse. You see the enemies. These guys are putting them down. And I've gotten a feel now that that guy's not going to last. I'll come out a little bit. I don't care if he hides me a little bit. Get another pulse in. And that guy's down. So the next room's kind of, if you imagine, it's this room amplified. So there's more mobs and there's one chunga, but there's a lot more mobs. There's like, I think, 3 waves, and the chunga appears on the 3rd wave. And in this wave, you know, you have some controllers, but you have people that put down healing pots. And again, with the pulse, you're going to be able to do some damage on the healing pots. You can always start working them down. And that was one of the other benefits of increasing the status effects. I'm doing more damage, so I don't have to pulse as much to take someone down. I'll probably try to do a test eventually, or how long it takes me to get down a red on legendary. I don't know how I'm going to figure out to do that without getting smoked, but I'll try. So when I'm healing, and I'm not really a healer build, but when I'm healing, I'm always kind of gauging how fast the hive's running out. I'm in some groups where those guys use a chem launcher heal. They're fantastic. I'm incompetent that way. This is pretty easy. I'm a dumb person. I'm thinking more about the battle. Hey, there's my dog again, as usual. I'm thinking about more of the battle, so that's a little too much to do that. I found that if I'm running survivalist, sometimes I'll use that the little robot healer thing. That's okay sometimes. But, and sometimes the healing drone, I'll do that. But the hive is pretty much me fire and forget. Another nice thing about the hive, if you use blue screen in a thing like this, you're picking up the hive constantly we're fighting a chunga. You can get your stacks up pretty quick, pick your hive up, throw it down, pick it up again, and you can be constantly putting status effects. We went through here pretty easy. As you've heard me before, I had a whole video on this next section. This next section is a real DPS test. You're going to measure 3 chungers are going to come out. First wave, you're going to knock down. Then the chungers are going to appear, and you want to stop them. You know, you've seen me in videos. They push all the way back into this room. So we're doing the first wave. I have that guy up front. He's been pretty good. I'm not throwing my heals down right away. I'm getting as many ticks in before that guy needs to heal. When should I heal? When there's people that are flanking him, that's probably when he's going to need the heals. Again, I'm at 20 now. It's great. And there's the chungas. So here's the test. Obligatory bullet catch. Guy goes down. Hopefully I go get him. I go get him. I'm not saying that it's automatic that when you're the healer, you're reviving people. But it's one of those things that's kind of expected, I think, that you're going to take that role because you've already reduced your DPS some. And you can see we're taking out those Chungas. They're not past the pool. They're not to the pool table. They're not barely even to the bar. You see this guy's trying to cut around the side. I'll give one shot to the guy on the left. Missed because he was already dead. Pulse. And this guy. So it's great. That's great. You got a crap ton of DPS. So when I went to do the heals, I know I did the right thing. I had some heals left, maybe one left. That's good. The guys are staying in cover. So I'm thinking at this point, I'm thinking to that room, the last real big battle before you go to the end. That big, large room where the truck is wherever that one big guy was at. This next room can be a little troublesome because the enemy's around the corner and behind a wall. So how do you play that? So I'm going to mark everyone immediately. Throw down the heals. You can see one of our guys pushes forward with the shield. Maybe that's not even the shield guy. That's just Ghost just going out and doing it. He has the flame turret. But you can see that the DPS in the back row, once you have those guys, it gives you really confidence. And there we are. We're done with that. Here's a decision on the next part. Do you go up to the third floor or do you stay down and fight? I've fought both. The problem is sometimes if you straggle, a guy gets downed as you go up to the top. If I had a decoy, I should throw out the decoy when I come up on the second floor, and that would get everyone up there and I could switch out later. Sometimes I pulse when I run past them. So that's a question I asked in chat. They said, let's go to the third floor. So what that means is when someone says go to the third floor, as soon as they open the door down here, you make a left, go straight, make a left up the stairs, run up the stairs so you can get up to the third floor. Then we'll talk about that up there. I told you I'm going to try to give you a little more strategy how this is how I'm expecting the fight to roll, right? This is what I think at this point. Again, you see, I'm the group leader, so they're giving me a courtesy. I run out there. This guy's right on me. That's good. I'm a dunce. Can't hop the thing. See, I get hit a little bit. He gets hit a little bit. I put the healing thing down because I want to get, and one of the guys go down, but he's not all the way down. And I'm pulsing immediately. One of the most important places to hit at this is on the second floor. There's a Grenadier and there's a Johnny 5. Someone's got to take those out. Otherwise, they'll end up shelling you up on this third floor. Again, the pulse lets everyone see where all the enemies are so they can target that. And by accident, I have the golden bullet, and you can see why, if I had a machine gun, maybe the blue screen would be better. When you clear out this first wave, then the Chungas are going to come out that door over to the left. There's a little guy down there. Bye-bye. You can hear the Chungas. They're out the door. Ghost has his flame turret. I'm going to pulse them. We're going to put a bunch of status effects on them. I have creeping death, so my stuff spreads to everyone. Then 2 dogs are impaired. Those guys go down pretty quick. Look, they barely get out of their spawn. And now the dogs are coming. You'll see the dogs by the explosion. There's dogs. Guess what's great against dogs? Pulse. And when you're going against Black Tusk, I don't think you can have too many. If you have 2 pulses in the group, it's good. Even, if you fight over who's going to get the jammer, really, you could have 2 pulses and they could be up. You could have someone on Vial Jammer 20, every continuously if you timed it right. And people could be EMP'd for like half that time. I think the EMP lasts for 5.6 seconds. We're done with this section. This is the one Legendary I played one time. A guy got us through here. We did this in 20. We were even faster than that. I think I mentioned that in video a long time ago. He was a really great tank. And this is to the people that if they tell you don't have enough armor to be a tank, we're doing it without a tank. So really, it's how you play. It's not how much your gear is. You could be the most well-geared person but not know how to play or do bad tactics. So you're going to kind of see, this is another tough thing because everyone isn't flat open where you can kill them. So they're going to come at different phases. I'm going to throw out my heals and then I'm going to pulse them so they can see it. I debated whether I'm doing this. You're going to see what happens. When they rush these guys, they may not be ready. If we played more, they would expect me to pulse all the time. So that guy goes down. I'm going to take the hit on that. And you can see we're at 27. We're going to go through the healing now like crazy. Like crazy. Now we're down to 4 or 3. We're at 27. So like in 3 seconds we went down all those charges. You don't have to wait for your charge to get up. You're going to throw it out there as soon as possible. Because again, even if you can keep a person alive, 3 more seconds, a lot of people are finishing someone off, so they need that extra little bit. Again, you see I procced my special little armor heal thing, so I got 60 seconds on that. And I really like this build I got now. It's really humming. All right, so this is the last main part. You have one little prelude before the end, in between here and there. But this can be hard sometimes. Again, are you going to get droned? There's drones that come out of the right side. Do the Johnny Fives push you? Is there a balance to your battle so that they don't, you push so hard on the left, they come up the right. You push so hard on the right, they come up the left, and you get flanked. Right, so there's all these things to think about. This is a shape of the battle kind of thing. If someone goes down, do you pick them right up? As you've heard me say before, I'm a right side person. I'm not going to let them take the flank on the right side. I'm trying to put the heals for them. I'm thinking I can take care of myself enough. There's the first pulse. The right place to be to do this pulsing, I have 20%, I have it all maxed out, is on that pole. You can reach everyone, but you're so exposed on that pole that's hard to play there. Normally I run back and forth. You see the drones were already coming, knock them down. My job is to get the people on the right side and put status effects on them. My second job is to knock down those drones that are coming. There it goes. Procced my armor again, so now I'm going to stay low and cover. I can't stick my head up. This guy comes up right here. There's a guy that, so this is the part where I'm shitting. And I'm just doing an assessment. Do I need to move? How much heals do we have left? There's going to be one more spawn out of the right. And miss. Look at all those misses I have. But that's my job. Put the shotgun is just like a pulse in that I'm putting the status effects on them, putting vial on them for 10 seconds. So the job is I'm marking people and pulsing them. So,
Agent received a golden bullet.
oh, fail. I got a golden bullet.
Serious trauma detected.
And I procced my thing once again. So I want you to think, look at the symmetry of the battle. They could push all the way up there and I could stay here. So you can see that's a good strategy. You can move up forward on the left, but if you don't have someone on the right, I've seen it where they just come around on the right and then you're encircled again. and we're done with that. So at this point, anyone would be wildly happy. So what am I thinking about now? I'm not thinking about the next part because the next part is like stupid easy. I think only once did we wipe there for stupidity, but and it probably was me. So I'm thinking about how long is it going to take us to crack that guy's backpack and get the boss down to the next level. Are we going to fight the fight? That fight is a counterclockwise fight. You start on the right, you move to the left, and then you'll be fighting at the end you came in on. This fight's easy. There's going to be dogs. My job is to pulse, put the healing out where the DPS are going to be. I know the fight's in that corner. There's 3 dogs. At this point, I'm looking at I have ammo that I can shock them. So I'll pulse. I might not pulse those next mobs that come out. I'll probably just shock them and try to have creeping death spread on them. And I'll save my pulse for the Chungas. The Chungas come out, they're kind of hidden. I want to mark them. So you see, this is the time I could pulse. I don't want to. I throw out a heal even though I don't have to. I just want to make sure those guys have that healing there. I'm watching that doorway. I don't have a good shot. Miss, and then you'll see eventually when it spreads inside, okay, I got him. And those guys will do the rest. I'm looking at my radar. There's Chungas. I'm going to pulse immediately so they get marked. And you can see I have shock ammo, so I alternate in between. Again, now at this point I'm not trying to do damage. I'm trying to keep them from damaging my folks. And should I save any ammo for the next one? No, I don't ever need it. Boom, we're done. That's how the fight should go. If I have a turret, I place it on one of these blue barrels right here to the left. So it gets the dogs, it gets the other people, and it gets the Chungas when they come out. Sometimes if your turret's on the floor, the Chungas will kick it. Again, my role in this isn't really to do DPS. Mark and heal, mark and heal. Again, when we first came into the group, I was like, oh no, he's opening the gate. And they're good. That's what's great about playing pickups. I used to kneel down at this crate. Now I just go right in here. It's a little phone booth, and I do it from here so I don't get hit from the left or a grenader or anything. Then I go to that spot. I used to do it reversed, and it didn't work out good. Where should I put my heals? That's where I don't know, because I don't know what we're going to do. But you're going to see what happens. These guys rotate to the right. Right? See them going over there right now. There's Ghost with his flame turret. And then I think that's the something. Me and the other guys stay back. So they start pushing it. Now the fight's across there, right? Started on the right, rotates left. It goes on this first half. After you kill this group, it's kind of over to the left a little bit more. That's how you fight it. You're going to move. When we kill them, I'm going to start moving. One more pulse. And I'm going to move over to the right because the next, pick up my heals, and I'm going to go there because the boss doesn't come out at the other end. See him coming out. I'll do a little bit. They're pushing them back that way. See how they're positioned? It allows this fourth guy to come around behind me. Now we're all facing where the boss is going to be. My job at this point is to make sure nothing comes on the left of us. Here comes the boss. We've got to get down the boss's ads immediately so we can focus on the boss. Once we've killed the ads, I don't need the pulse anymore. So I'm going to go to Firefly Demolition. And then as soon as it's up every time, I'm going to be banging them. I see my people are down. I want to get them the healing pod over there. They're going to be in front. He has this AoE thing. You got to stay away from it.
Immediate
It does two
medical
things. It
assistance
strips your
needed.
armor and it hurts your health. So I'm going to do that and get out of here. So if you think of the fight, if you don't have someone locking them down with the traps or the chem launcher that locks people down, then you're hoping that your tank people are just, and look, I
Vital
get
signs
smoked
critical.
right there. Right there.
Agent down.
So I want you to think about it. Ghost is one of like our main tank person. He gets me the hive, and the other guy comes to try to res me. Right? You got to get people up. They got to stay up. You need all the DPS. Firefly, fail. He's going to do it again. So now I'm gun shy. You know, once you get long stroke by that thing. So I'm going to try to get the heals over there. Get those guys up. Now I got a nice shot. He has two weak points. He has his ammo belt and he has his backpack. The ammo, either one's fine. The ammo belt makes him, it's kind of like a stun because he has to go replace the ammo belt. Sometimes I use Diamondback for this because it used to do weak points. This is where your DPS, right? So I'm expecting that at a certain point my DPS is going to get there. Some fights this is a long time. I wouldn't have shown you this if it was going to take a long time because no one wants to sit here while we try to break his armor. And here's the thing, like I don't know whether to get the healing pod or not, but look, armor broken, ball game, and dog's going crazy. Knock it off, you two. So there it is. I hope everyone enjoyed the video. I know it's a little bit longer, but I thought it was worthwhile. Hope you have a good week this week in the division. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.